Today I'd like to review the Harper Collins Tolkien collection. I'll start off with The Hobbit. I'll make a separate video for the Lord of the Rings, but I did want to compare the Hobbit with the Lord of the Rings books. I guess the Lord of the Rings books came out first, and so while the Harper Collins logo and the monogram are kind of shiny, they reflect the light. There we go. Can I get... Yes, you can see how shiny that is. On the Lord of the Rings, they're just matte. They're just in the same color as the rest of the cover. I wanted to show also that if we remove this dust cover, which I will review in a moment, by the way, what you get is actually a very sober-looking black book, but this this side is in a copper color. It's very, very nice, as opposed to the more gold cover that you get in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. When I put them both together, by the way, the three Lord of the Rings covers are almost identical apart from the part numbers and the titles. I'll show you those in the following video, but I did want to show you the difference between these two editions. They still look fantastic on the shelf. I'll show you them all together on the shelf in the review that I make for the Lord of the Rings. But back to The Hobbit, I just wanted to show you this dust cover, which is amazing. It's J.R. Tolkien's original art, which is really beautiful. I love the symmetry and the light versus dark that you get there. I saw a video recently comparing the works of Tolkien with the works of Carl Jung, and the person speaking was pointing out how Carl Jung's mandalas might be found in this if you looked at the scene from above. These concentric circles could possibly be seen. Anyway, I don't know if that's a stretch. Very nice quality to this dust cover. It's very, very nice, thick gloss paper, but it's got a matte finish on the outside, so you still get that paper feeling to the outside. But you can see that it's very sturdy card that it's been printed on. Some nice details on that. Okay. Inside the book itself, what you get is directly inside the front cover, you have a colour map of Bilbo's progress, the map that he finds, of course, at the beginning of the story. You can see that it's not quite parallel with the top of the page, but the other lines are, which really suggests that the reason for this for this kind of wonky line is that was the way it was originally drawn. I guess J.R. Tolkien wasn't too handy with Photoshop. Okay, moving on swiftly to the book itself. It's a nice preface by Tolkien's son Christopher. Contents page and a list of illustrations on the following page. The illustrations are all full color. I'll show you those in a moment. And then, yeah, straight into the foreword about the runes and And the story itself. Let me find you a page with an illustration. The illustrations pages are glossy as opposed to the matte of the story itself. And let's focus in on this for a second. Okay, now, are there any black and white illustrations? I'm sure there are. I just can't remember where they might be. Here we go, here's one. So the black and white illustrations are printed straight onto the same stock paper as the story. You can see it's it doesn't have its own page. Where was it? I sure I saw something here. Yes, here it is. Sorry to keep you waiting. Here it is. Okay, so you get a general idea. On the back page, oh, just let me see, yes, the final page of the story, and to the back page where there is the sister map to the front map, detailing the Misty Mountains and Mirkwood. There we are, so that is, I don't know if I can do this with one hand, I guess I can't. The Hobbit by Harper Collins.